Please turn on CC Closed Captions to fully enjoy Recast, Part 2 The Cabal. Listen. Learn. Enjoy. Recast, Part 2 The Cabal. This is an original comic book story set inside the short story universe. Keep those tinfoil hats on as the suspense and conspiracies keeps going. The story ends with Bob Spencer. Again, what happens at the end of the story, some will see it coming, yet most simply will not believe it. For all new viewers/subscribers to this channel, Short Story Universe comic book stories are fantastic ways to learn character development, character arc, story structure, and lots more. Months later /Bob/backseat of the car. Your father was brilliant, said Auden. My father was a tinfoil hat talker who believed in entertainment industry conspiracies, said Bob. What happened to your father happens to many celebrities, and that's all I have to say on that subject, said Auden. He had no business flying at that altitude, said Bob as he answered the incoming call on his cell phone. Yes, said Bob. I have Timothy and Jake, said a distorted male voice. Say what? Asked Bob. On foot, you must run to Soul's seafood truck and order a number 13, said the distorted male voice. Wait, is this a prank? Asked Bob. Not a prank, read the seafood wrapper for further instructions, said the distorted male voice. Who is this? Asked Bob as he quickly exited the car. What in artificial intelligence is going on? Whispered Auden as he curiously watched Bob run through heavy traffic as Bob frantically dialed Timothy's cell phone number. Bob on his cell phone / running through heavy traffic. Bob answered the incoming call from Auden. Is there a logical reason why you jumped out of the backseat of the car? Said Auden. Some muffled guy just called saying he has Timothy and Jake, said Bob as he spotted Soul's seafood truck up ahead. This sounds serious, said Auden. The same reaction I had, said Bob. They're going to recast you, said Auden. I'll call you soon, said Bob as he dialed Jake's cell phone. We've cloned Timothy and Jake's cell phones, said the distorted male voice. We've cloned your phone as well, said a distorted female voice. That's a female's voice, said Bob with a startled look on his face. We come in all ages, said a distorted kid voice. Wait, kids too, said Bob. Good, you made it to the food truck, said the distorted male voice. Follow all instructions if you want your sons back, said the distorted female voice. Sunny Sidewalk / Soul's seafood truck. Number 13, whispered Bob with the most nervous look on his face as he placed his order on the kiosk tablet. I watched you on Film Chat, said a nice young lady named Gia. Thanks, said Bob. The entertainment industry is a dangerous machine, said Gia. I'm sure any job can be dangerous, said Bob. Here's your seafood bowl, said John the extremely fit food truck worker as he handed Gia her order. Thanks, said Gia as she flirtatiously winked at John. The temperature is nice, said John with the biggest smile on his face. It's getting warmer, said Gia. Oh, your order is ready also, said John as he quickly handed Bob the extra-large crunchy Cajun seafood wrap with a curious look on his face. Great, said Bob as he nervously took the sandwich from John. Do you mind? Asked Bob as he joined Gia at the fancy outdoor table. Sure thing, said Gia as she quickly cleared some of her food and belongings off Bob's side of the table. Read the food wrapper, whispered Bob as he unwrapped his sandwich. I'm sorry. I didn't catch that, said Gia. Just thinking out loud, said Bob. I see, said Gia as she nervously side-eyed Bob. Inside the seafood wrapper read, locate the yellow horsey and look under its belly. Yellow horsey, whispered Bob as he gazed all around. Suddenly, Bob saw Gia as she nervously raced off down the sidewalk. I scared her off, whispered Bob with a cute smirk on his face. Have a great day, said John as he quickly turned on the ring bell sign. Call Auden, said Bob into his cell phone. Hello, Bob, said Auden. I need to find a yellow horsey per instructions, said Bob. Head to the Seaside Carnival, 3 blocks over, said Auden. Got it, said Bob as he ran with the crunchy Cajun seafood wrap in his hand. Seaside Carnival / Horsey ride. Are you really eating at a time like this? Asked Auden. It's a crunchy Cajun seafood wrap from Soul Seafood, shouted Bob in a comedic voice. You said a mouthful, said Otten. Bob stood amongst the crowd as he anxiously waited for the Horsey ride to come to a complete stop. Bob rushed over toward the yellow Horsey. Pardon me, said Bob as he quickly reached underneath the yellow Horsey and located the note. You're Bob Spencer from the Let's Chat talk show, said the young boy named Eric as he jumped down off the Horsey. Look everyone, it's Bob Spencer, shouted Eric's mom named Karen as she quickly joined Eric. Suddenly, a huge crowd rushed over and surrounded Bob as he read the note in his hand. What's this? Asked Eric as he snatched the note from Bob's hand and raced off through the back of the crowd. Hey, give that back, shouted Bob. Sorry to hear about the death of your father, said Karen. He had it coming, said Bob. What does it say? Asked a teen named Quincy. It reads, to the stranger danger, I'm sure you enjoyed the Horsey ride along with the crunchy Cajun seafood wrap. The rooftop of the Sea House Cinemas awaits your arrival, shouted Eric. Are you in danger or something? Asked Karen. They took my sons, shouted Bob as he quickly covered his mouth as he frantically gazed all around at the large crowd. Took them where? Said Karen with a confused look on her face. He means held captive, said Quincy. He can't say anything or something bad might happen to them, said the young female named Jenny. They're going to recast him, shouted Eric. Your father talked about this before he died, said Karen. They use lookalikes, clones, said Jenny. Bob's cell phone rang, and the crowd gasped out of fear. Yes, said Bob. The rooftop of the Sea House Cinemas, now, said the angry distorted male voice. As Bob ran off, the crowd curiously raced off behind him. Rooftop / the Sea House Cinemas. My cell phone isn't working, said Bob. Neither is mine, said Karen. The Cabal is causing this, said John as he and Gia quickly joined the rooftop crowd. Cabal? Asked Karen. The elite, said Gia. The powerful people behind the scenes pulling the strings, said John. My head, said Gia as she grabbed her forehead. They're hacking her brain chip, said John as he laid Gia down on the rooftop floor. Suddenly, a small advanced airplane landed on the rooftop. Out of the airplane stepped the man, woman, and kid with the distorted voices dressed in all white. That man looks like Gary, my deceased husband, and the woman looks like me, said Karen. That kid looks like me too, said Eric. No one will believe you if you say anything, said the man with the distorted male voice. Even if you had video or photography, said the female with the distorted female voice. People will say it's simply an edited video or photo manipulation, said the kid with the distorted kid voice. Give me back my sons, shouted Bob. Out of the aircraft walked Timothy and Jake, yet they were 2 inches taller. You're not my sons, shouted Bob. Suddenly, from the aircraft appeared a man who looked just like Bob. However, he was 2 inches shorter. Anybody can be a film star, said the clone of Bob with a wicked smirk on his face. What the hell is going on? Asked Bob as he gazed eye to eye with his clone. You will join your sons and wife Betty for 90 days of reprogramming, said the man with the distorted male voice as he used a high-tech device that levitated Bob onto the airplane. We've been checking the temperature for some time now, said John. Translation, said Gia as she stood next to John. We've been spying on you, said the clone of Betty as she walked out of the airplane with a wicked smirk on her face as she joined the clones of Bob, Timothy, and Jake. What's this all about? Shouted Karen with the most frightened look on her face. More smart cities, said the clone of Timothy. Coming soon, said the clone of Jake. Did you enjoy the original comic book story called Recast, Part 2 of the Cabal? Please leave your fantastic comments in the comments section. Welcome goes out to all new subscribers and viewers to this channel. If you enjoyed the video, simply click the like button and share this video on your social media. Keep up to date with the epic comic book content on this channel by clicking on the bell notification icon. Look out for more fantastic comic book stories on this channel. Thanks for watching.